Hello, pull up a chair and join us in the alcove, here with episode 40 of our 5th edition campaign, the Chaoslands. As always, before we start, we have a handful of quick announcements to get through, so let's do that. As you can see, we are changing our streaming schedule to Mondays instead of Wednesdays, going live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on both Twitch and YouTube, with VODs available immediately after the stream ends. You can follow and / or subscribe to both of those to get a notification whenever we're about to go live. While you're following us on our streaming platform, you'll also find links to all of our social media accounts, our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go ahead and follow those for all.
You guys are not prepared at all.
Updates.
You know what?
As well as awesome character art, profiles, and other fun things. Also, a big shout out to Syrinscape, because epic games need epic sound. Syrinscape is a digital app with a collection of amazing sound sets and music that we use to improve the ambiance of our game and stream. If you're looking for a way to improve the immersion at your RPG table, go check them out at Syrinscape.com. We also occasionally use music from Critical Role's Welcome to Tal'Dorei and Welcome to Wildmouth collection albums, as well as some royalty-free music courtesy of Riot Games. Links to those can be found below this stream. We'll take a little bit of time to let people settle in, get ready, get prepared. How's everyone doing?
Woo!
Living the life.
Good.
Woo!
Hardware's been better, but
Yeah, our career's a goldfish. We have to figure that out.
he just has to have something wrong.
Always. Always. Now it's as good a time as any to get started. Previously on the Chaos.
We did the same thing. Same sound. It's still going.
It's been over for about 10 seconds.
The lightning has
We just have our Faye going on camera. Yeah.
I was waiting for after something.
Thank you, dear.
The Iron Will, finding themselves returning to Ward 3 and freeing Arkmir from a magical vow of servitude placed upon him by Ezekiel Merilar of the Golendal.
Himself in the night.
While doing so, you discovered that Merilar had recently been plagued by whispers and an obsession with something lying deep underneath his home in the Mushroom Land. Following him and Lyra Lovelace, whom you also had discovered to be his daughter, into the depths of the ward, you found yourself in a large cavern containing an inlet of sorts, connecting to an even larger underground river. Here, on this inlet, you found a small cabin and a boat dock, seemingly a means for the Goldendalis to smuggle goods and people into and out of their base of operations safely. Unfortunately, you also discovered that this chamber had become occupied by a strange creature that whispered into your minds, and magically ensnared Arkmir in particular, using him to lash out at you all in an attempt to separate him from you and take him as a servant of the depths. You also discovered that this creature had similarly ensnared Gerald, one of Ezekiel Merilar's right-hand men, / hyena / Knowles, and close friend. And after a brief amount of hostility between the two, you managed to convince the creature to let you all pass through, in exchange for agreeing to either bring the creature more souls to consume, or sealing off the cavern so that no one could bother the creature in its slumber again. However, as collateral, the creature forced Arkmir to come and meet it, face to face in the depths of the water. Here, the tendrils that emanated from around the round, sharp-toothed jaws of the creature wrapped around Arkmir, and a strange curse, attack, poison flooded his body, altering it in a way that seems rather more aqueous of sorts. Freed from one curse, but immediately afflicted by a new plague, you all slowly made your way through a cramped and dark crevice that the creature had said that Ezekiel and Lyra had descended into. And that's where we pick up tonight's session.
Oh, well, I mean, fuck. Yeah. Start a new character who can't be cursed.
Guys, please.
There's gotta be a racial passive that's, like, immune to being cursed. Probably not.
I've learned that wisdom is key in this game.
You don't say.
I do like reading lines.
So, as you all are making your way through this dim unlit tunnel. This almost like rough crevice with really hard to get proper footing, to be honest. You're kind of having to climb through and make sure you're stepping on rocks, making your way through this tunnel. It's fairly short, a fairly long time actually. You were traveling for probably about half an hour to an hour roughly. Just clambering through these rocks. Occasionally the sort of like tunnel that you're walking through would widen. Occasionally it would become even like shorter, taller. It seems more like a natural carving in places, while in other places it seems very much like it's been mined through by pickaxe, not by any rather machine of any sort. As you were making your way through here, I think Timon was leading, or was it?
Mm-hmm. Because he likes the rocks.
Yeah. Let's circle back on the order, the marching order. What was it?
I don't know if I wrote it down, but
I think I was towards the end. Or I was behind you because
That's
I
like
was
middle.
practicing the
yeah,
last
I think
set
I was the end because initially it was a
It would
tighter
definitely
squeeze.
have been the slowest.
Yeah, it was at the beginning of the cave. It was a tight squeeze, so I said I'd go in the back in case anybody ran from behind. They'd run into my butt, and you guys could just run.
Okay, so I'm probably
I'm
between.
definitely at the very end. The little professor would probably be walking beside you.
I mean, it's single file. There's no beside. It's like you have to clamber.
Clearly don't know he can walk on walls.
Arknir can.
I guess I'll go just in front of Arkmir then.
So yeah, so Timons, Kalthir, Arkmir, Astra, Professor, and me.
Is there a homunculus thing?
Also,
Yeah, he just can go on the shoulder.
is there any like? If these are,
He
like,
folds
small
up when he's
lines, I
not in
imagine
use.
There's no lighting,
There's no lighting.
and we don't see like there's no light at the end.
He's still suffocating.
It also like it winds a
He's
lot.
almost
Like
right.
it seems like it changes angles at like odd times. You have no idea how far this tunnel is going when you're looking at it. Occasionally there's parts where it stretches out, but then only to curve or go downhill or like
Yeah.
downwards, upwards. But throughout the entire thing, it seems roughly the rock structure. I think I mentioned this last time. The rock structure seems to change a little.
Yeah.
It becomes less of the like dark, almost dirt. It becomes a little bit more like the red stone of the mountain that you're kind of used to seeing around Schema. It seems like whatever the other larger natural cave was, particularly with the underground river, that had a very distinct feel around it. This feels a lot drier as well. In some ways, there's almost like no moisture here, which doesn't help Arkmir with his situation of like every few minutes or so you just feel parched. You have to drink water or moisturize your hands to make
Just
sure
like
it's not the
flopping
pain.
on the
Yeah.
side.
Just spray him a little bit.
Where is the Mushroom Lounge in relation to Ward 3? Like,
It's close to one of the walls of the ward. The wall that would be facing outwards, essentially.
outward?
So it's hard to describe just because of how like Ward 3 is mostly underground as well. It's not
Yeah.
above ground
So, like-
entirely.
Ward 3, is it closer to this side or is it closer to this side?
It's on the south
South?
side, but it's closer to the cliff wall, but it's somewhere fairly deep under.
Okay.
So it's on like the southwest end of it basically is where the water,
mushroom
the climatology bureau is.
Okay.
This is on the opposite end essentially, so the southeast end of the wall.
Southeast. Got it.
Are you looking at that?
Yeah, this is the map that Rafay actually sent. So it's a little different than what you got, but pretty similar.
This was my mental.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty.
It's roughly in the
pretty close.
southeast or easterly direction, but
Okay.
Got it. Would I be able to tell whether we're heading like north or we're heading west or east at all?
make an intelligence check.
I think we're gonna get
Smarter you.
Well, I think
If there were
not.
stars, then you could make a survival check.
I don't think I have advantage
Arcs.
at all. Oh
I remember
man,
arcs.
definitely not art. No, time.
No, I said, Arcs, because Arcs was there too.
Oh yeah, isn't it? I rolled a 10, which means this was just
Straight
intelligence.
intelligence, so just a 10.
10.
You have no idea which direction you're going in.
Okay.
You can kind of tell that you're going away from the ward because almost this entire time there has been like a little bit of turning backwards, but not too much.
Okay.
But the direction has changed a lot between like left and right and left and right. You're fairly confident you're not going in the same direction as the Mushroom Lounge, but it's away from it.
I mean, we started there, right?
Yeah. You're fairly confident in that much that you're not going like nowhere has the sun will turn around enough to point you back towards it. But you also are going down a lot, almost.
Okay.
It's a bit of a long trek. Timon, can you roll a survival check for me?
Oh boy. Rolled a 2.
Not bad.
Sure. Which is... Sorry, was it?
Survival.
Survival, which is a 3.
Okay. I would like the rest of you all to roll
Not a wisdom.
either a perception check or a nature check.
Is it smell related? Nature it is.
Not bad.
15 nature.
16 nature.
22 nature.
Had to one up me.
Dirty 20 perception.
Big one. As you're kind of traveling through these tunnels, you swear that just along, like, away in front of you, you can see rocks that seem to have fallen and, like, almost, like, having to clamber up over them. And you can see, like, almost, like, dirt and gravel, like, falling from the ceiling as Timon steps forward. And, like, it's just continuing clambering on as though...
Timon,
We might want to be careful up ahead.
There's there appears to be dirt and rock falling. I'm not sure if the mine is stable or not.
Rocks?
Yes, it seems something is either in front of us that's making a lot of rumbles, or maybe we're inside a cavern and something's above us. I'm not quite sure, but there was definitely some stalagmites or tights, depending on where they fell from. I don't remember if that's above or below.
The tits
C
fall.
is-
The
C is
tits
ceiling.
fall. Nice.
So you remember?
Stalactites, tits.
C,
So,
C is on the ceiling.
what?
C is on the ceiling.
Still, there's.
Black tights.
You could have told me that, and it would take me a million years to figure out what you meant. Stalactites were falling ahead of you.
If I put my hand to the side, can I feel like vibrations of any kind, or like rumbling?
Not really.
No.
No.
We should just be very careful going forward.
Is there anything on the ceiling?
Not really.
How far high is it?
It's pretty low. It's like maybe 7 or 8 feet.
Oh God, I'm crouching all the way.
Yeah, like the big
Christ.
ones. And at this point, it becomes like even lower.
Nice.
It's almost like 5 or 6 feet that you have to almost crawl through, unless you spend some time actually picking through these rocks.
So I'm on my hands and
It
knees.
is very
This is
cramped.
spacious.
Just so comfortable.
I'm legitimately on my hands and knees crawling through this.
Yeah, I guess I keep going, keeping an
As
eye
he takes
to
a step forward, you can feel like almost as soon as he like steps, the noise from like just him taking a step almost reverberates right through
Wow.
the walls faintly. It vibrates a little bit.
You're doing it. Stop.
Yeah, as you're walking, there's some sort of rumbling going through here. Is that I'm not familiar with this environment. Is this safe?
Or is it just gas?
Does it still happen if I try to like stealthily walk?
Make a stealth check.
This is not normal, no.
That's 22.
You take a step forward, and generally it doesn't seem like it seems no noise, no reverberation. Like if you're careful when you're walking through, it doesn't seem to be that bad. But unfortunately for some of your party, it's gonna be hard.
I'm not gonna be able to sneak through here.
Yeah. Seems like we need to be, or figure out a way to be careful about our movement. It's very sensitive in here.
I got this. Just very slowly, just keep commando crawling.
Only way is forward. So
Just watch your head.
I mean, there is back the way we came.
I don't think I can turn around there.
You're like blocking
Yeah.
the back. Yeah.
Okay, backwards.
Try walking on your tippy toes.
all right. I'll try.
I would like the rest of you to make a stealth check.
Oh boy.
I get
I
disadvantage.
get 1 dice. I get 2 dice.
Oh
My
boy.
mechanics is bad.
It's not natural, but I rolled a 1.
10.
Oh, it's a -1 for you.
I have disadvantage.
Mine's -3, and I rolled a 4.
This was
Yeah.
I have disadvantage still because of exhaustion.
15.
Hey,
Disadvantage.
Get some dancing feet there.
So Timon's able to almost like very carefully and gingerly make his way through, and almost right after this part where there's like a little bit of a cave-in, the tunnel seems to open up a little bit. It seems like wherever this mine was, this seems almost like a sort of opening coming out of it. It doesn't open up by much, but there's room for you to like comfortably stand. It still seems naturally mined, but it widens out by a lot. It's almost like it connects to another mine. Is what like
How
being
Far, yeah. Sorry.
being familiar with mines. That's something that's pretty easy for you to realize.
How far ahead can we see? Can I see?
We'll get back to it.
Okay.
I rolled a 7,
Okay.
but as soon as I take one step, if I feel like it starts shaking,
Yep.
then I'm going to take my next step up into floating just a
okay.
foot off the ground.
You take a step, and almost as soon as your step hits the ground, like the rocks begin to shift, and almost like you can feel almost like a rock slide essentially coming, and you immediately begin to float and dart your way out. Arkmare, you rolled pretty well, so you're able to sneak and make sure you're like almost dart through this. That's right.
It's 10.
Yeah, 10 is still fine. You're able to make your way through gingerly. The rocks are beginning to fall, but it's not that bad.
If only I had like a flying instrument that could also perhaps clean floors.
I go to crawl, and then I also levitate and crawl through the air. No, I rolled not natural, but a 1.
The rocks just immediately start to pile down
Oh,
from the
boy.
front, and you hear also from behind you, and it's much rougher, like louder,
Oh, boy.
and it seems like the path that you were crawling through and almost helping clear out, the shifting of the rocks causes something to collapse behind. You can't see behind you, but definitely some sort of a rock slide has occurred.
Nice.
In front of you is also starting to get tighter and tighter. Make a athletics check to try and charge your way through.
Are we able to like at the same time? Because if it opens up a little bit, are we able to like get a rope in out there and have like Timon just kind of like help pull him as he's crawling? Or
If only we had like a grappling hook or something.
just dig it into him.
I don't need your help. Natural 20 for 21.
Nice.
Oh,
You power your way through, almost like
Pushing the little
with the
professor.
professor in front of you. You're like almost using him as a shield, and like some of the rocks are like
He'll
bouncing
be
off of him.
Bang.
I like to think that we see it all cave in, and we're like, no, and then the trunk just goes.
Yeah.
Just like,
I was actually gonna say. I was gonna say if the rocks fell on me, I would attempt to shoot my trunk out for air. So you just see,
Like
see this.
Kung Fu Panda kind of thing. If the rock's coming down, it's like hop in between them rolling. I've never seen him this agile.
I'm doing that, but on all
The natural
fours.
But you
20.
almost like break through, and you can see that like this tunnel behind you is way smaller than it was before. A lot
don't
more
think
rocks are
I'm
going to
getting
collapse
out
from the
that way.
ceiling and are piling up on the ground. And probably somewhere deeper in, it's like fully caved in. The noise, you can still hear rumbling from like the distance coming behind you, but you do find yourself in almost like it's still a narrow tunnel, and you're almost at like a fork of sorts. It goes in both directions. To your right, it seems to curve a little bit.
Everybody
more
take a direction.
smoothly, but to your left, it's almost like a harsh, like straight path. Both of these seem a bit different than the mining that was done before. These seem like they're Timon would be able to tell that like the mining technique used to mine here was different than the one in the other tunnel.
Does it look more like a better technique, like more developed, or does it look rougher?
It looks like it was not mined by pick.
It was
That's
not
all you can tell. Like it was not mined by like a pick,
by a pick.
because that's what you're used to, right? Like that's what you're familiar with. It wasn't that.
Back one, are you okay?
Oh, it wasn't anything. I'm very nimble. But I don't think we're going back out that way.
Looks like not. We just joined another mine. There's a different mine, and excavated differently as well. Not by a pick. It's something else. Does it look smooth or does it look rough?
It looks smooth in parts, rough in other parts.
Does it
Hard
look
to tell.
anything like the Ward? Was it War 3 as well? Where we fought Galorant, that tunnel? That was like spiral?
No, that one was perfect.
That was like machined.
Yeah,
This is not perfectly smooth.
gotcha.
Okay. I don't know what to expect, and these rock slides are weird. Don't know what else to tell. How far ahead can I see?
So the path goes in two directions. To your right, it seems to
different
curve
games?
out. You can probably see up until where it curves, like maybe 40, 50 feet. To your left, it seems to go straight. It's a little bit narrower. You can probably see like 30, 40, 50 feet before it also seems to like turn and go a little bit downhill as well.
Do I see any like, footsteps leading down one particular path?
Make an investigation.
I was gonna say the same thing, so I can assist you if you want.
What's the smell down here?
Right, so that's 17.
We'll get back to that.
I'll take the 17.
Did you just give him?
I give him advantage. Is yours just a? Oh, that was with the modifier. Was 17. Oh, sorry. I thought you
it was
said
a
you
9
rolled
plus
17.
8 and
Got
then a
it.
2 plus 8.
There's definitely like some traces of travel towards like along this trajectory. It's kind of hard to tell which way they're going, but you gather that on the edge of where you just came out, on the left side of it, you spot like a similar like smear of blood, which you've been seeing throughout the entire tunnel, almost throughout it, and that smear is on the left side.
The one that
Perception check.
curves out?
The one that's narrower and is going a little bit down and then curving.
Calcium, do you see that? Well, I'm pointing at the blood smear. Sorry, not up there.
Yeah.
Both bad.
Yes.
The smells of dirt.
Nice.
A little bit metallic.
Huh?
A little bit metallic.
Okay. Like, what does that mean? Like blood? Like an iron smell? Or like a metal smell?
Metal.
Metal.
The blood we've established did not smell like.
Yeah, we knew that.
Iron.
It smelled nice.
Smells
It
like
smelled sweet.
Roses.
Yeah. It smelled good.
We've continued to see this. Not sure if Ezekiel is hurt or something else.
I think he sprouted demon wings. And it ripped his back apart.
That's quite a theory.
I think I was thinking about it the whole tunnel.
Bitter talk. When did we notice the blood? Was that
Right
as
at
we
his
went
bed.
on his bed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bed to the tunnel.
No, we noticed it in his office too.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, it was in the walls.
Yeah. If only we had some little cute little
I was gonna
dragon
get
thing
there.
named Hoku
I
that
put
could
my-
fly down one of the tunnels and see for us, just to give us a little indication. I mean,
If only.
if only.
I put my hand on Arkmir,
I can't see through it.
Althir, shoulder. Your guy's name is like the Vexen back.
It is.
Yeah.
What, Arkmir and Kelthir?
Yeah.
Arkmir, Kalthir.
Why? Because of the ear? That's it.
I don't know.
I get them
it
mixed
just-
up.
That's more like the Laudna Imogen situation.
I'm gonna be seeing through Hoku, and he's gonna fly up ahead and see what's going on
Which way?
Which way?
towards like the blood path.
Okay. He flies on along, and the path seems to wind downwards. It gets again a little bit narrower, before abruptly coming to almost like a sharp drop. Do you send him further?
Doesn't see anything else other than the sharp drop.
He's at the top of the sharp drop.
Yeah, let's go have a little look see.
Yeah. As he flies over there, you can see that at the sharp drop, there's a rope ladder that's affixed, and it's attached to almost like the cliff face, and it drops down probably like 60, 70, 80 feet.
Let's go down and have a look.
And the entire tunnel almost opens up, and as you look around, you can see it's still not the widest cavern, but it's definitely a cavern. Probably 40, 50 feet wide. The walls here seem similarly red rock. Actually, does Hoku have night vision or dark vision?
He does,
Okay,
I
we
Look at
believe.
that before. Yeah.
Up until how much? How many feet?
60 feet.
Okay. So you can see out over this ledge as he probably lands for a bit and like looks out. Continues on for at least 60 feet. Fairly narrow, surprisingly tall. We're talking at least like 80, 90 feet tall. Just cavern of rock on either side. Fairly narrow. It looks almost like a canyon of sorts. And off in the distance, just past his vision, he can make out a faint light of sorts. But it's too far away for him to see much more.
How close is he right now to the ground, and can you see any footsteps or blood traces? Or even along, like down the rope ladder, any signs of blood?
It seems like it opens up enough. Make an investigation check with Hoku stats. I don't know what his investigation is.
Investigation is under
It's an intelligence thing.
intelligence.
Actually, you can use your stats. But just, yeah, it'll be a higher DC because you're just looking through its eyes.
What am I looking at?
Investigation.
Oh, sorry, investigation. 20.
You don't see any of the smears of blood.
No blood.
But you also do gather that, like, this cavern opens up enough at this point that it's unlikely that whatever, it seemed like the highest density of the blood was in the tunnel that you were going through. It seemed like it was much more dense there. Like there were many more patches, many more smears along the walls. As soon as it opened up, like even in this tunnel that you flew Hoku through, there wasn't anything on any of the walls. The last thing that you really saw was on the tunnel going towards the left, like exiting from the narrow, cramped, like crevice.
So
So you
sorry.
don't see any blood. You don't see any.
Because I was following the tunnel that did have blood. So
There was no blood.
There was no blood on any wall.
The hole we came out of, there was
hole
just a
you
tiny
came
bit
out
of
of, yeah.
blood smeared on the left
was some
side.
smear
So
on
it
the left
indicated that whoever got out went towards the left and then brushed
I
against
see.
it.
I see. I gotcha. Okay, I thought it was on the entrance to this
No.
one. Gotcha.
And it's not like these aren't big smears. They're not like they're actually fairly rough. It's almost like just a small patch. It's not like flowing blood that's been like painted on a wall. It's like maybe like a cut or something that's just
Or
left
like
a little red
nosebleed,
mark.
and he's like kicking buggies.
Yeah, it's like a little red mark, like a faint red smear. Only because you're looking for it that you would even see it.
Okay. Okay. And sorry, last question. How far away is the light that Hoku can see?
Probably like at the edge of his vision,
Okay.
maybe a little past it.
And it's just down here, like over here kind of thing. Like if he's flying down, there's the
It's
rope.
so he's looking from the top of this like cavern
Yep.
where this rope ladder is. It's like way out here, off in the distance, but at the ground level.
Okay. Gotcha.
It also seems to be fairly like you can't see the source of the light. You just know that there is, like, you can see where the light is like almost projecting out, but you can't see the source of it from where you're standing. It seems lit
back.
from ways away.
Okay. Guys, I've seen the light.
Which light?
I don't know. There's a light. There's a big cavern. There's a rope ladder, and then there's a light.
Oh, you sent Hoku that way? I wanted him to check the other.
Oh well, I mean we can do it again, I guess. We didn't see any blood though. There's definitely a light.
We don't hear anything in either direction.
Nothing except for the beep coming from Arkmir's back pocket.
Hey, Arkmir, can you walk 50 feet that way and see if the beep gets faster, and then 50 feet that way?
It's really hard to be stealthy or sneaky with this thing beeping every roughly.
Am I able to muffle the sound at all? Like if I wrap it
Wrap
up?
it in like some cloth.
I could swallow
I've got a
it.
couple of cloaks that I can wrap.
It will muffle it a little bit, especially if you put it in like a backpack or something of that sort.
You can put it in the bag of fake holding.
Yeah.
If you put it in the bag of holding it, we will not be able to hear it anymore, which is good. That is
So do we
accurate.
want to hear it just a little bit?
I feel like we want to hear it a little bit, but we don't want other people to hear it. I feel like rapping.
So wrapping.
Yeah.
It's fairly obvious that the period between the beeps has gotten shorter over the past hour
We're
or
getting
so that
close.
you've been making your way through
Does
this
that mean we're
structure.
getting farther?
Yeah. The
Like-
frequency of it has gotten more frequent.
Oh,
Like the beeps are more
the
frequent.
way that was all said was confusing.
Yeah.
The period between the beeps has gotten smaller. Or
There's
shorter.
more beeps.
There's more beeps. They are more frequent.
Yeah.
So again, walk 50
Correct.
feet that way, and walk 50 feet
makes a
that
lot
way.
of sense.
Not a bad idea.
I can do it.
Oh no! Just have it walk towards like the tunnel, like each entrance. Does it?
How far are you walking?
Oh, like into it? I don't even know how close these entrances are to us.
I mean, the coast is clear from because Hoku scoped out this one. You might as well go down that one first.
but yeah, I'll walk down stealthily.
You don't seem to notice any change in the
Other way.
brief amount of time, distance that you cover compared to the hour that you were in that other tunnel, where it slowly ratcheted up. But
There's a
to
chance.
be
Go the
much
other
more
way.
frequent.
Should I send Hoku first?
Yeah, we're probably not going to notice it unless I go really far down this tunnel, guys.
Sandoku.
Okay. Yeah. You're up, buddy. He's gonna go down the other tunnel.
You send Hoku down the other tunnel, and not very late, essentially, like in a little bit of time. What is with me and words today?
It's okay. It's okay. I like it.
Been a while.
It has. I think I'm having a stroke.
Put your arms up.
What? What does that do?
It helps see if you're having a stroke.
It makes you look silly.
But it's true. They say if you're having a stroke, if you can't put your hands up, then you're having a
Not
stroke.
having a stroke.
Giant aura monitor.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, there you go. You're good.
No. So you send Hoku and probably like maybe 60, 70 feet down the tunnel. It seems to fork out into several other
Of course it
tunnels.
does.
At least 3 or 4 of them.
Go down each one.
How far
Let's map
until
this
the
out.
fork?
Yeah.
How far until the fork?
Like 70 or 80 feet?
Okay.
Not very far.
And I don't see any signs. Do I see any blood? Do I see any footsteps?
Make an investigation check.
With my investigation? Not 20 for 25.
You don't
I don't
see
like how your
any.
dice are so.
You don't see any sort of blood
Give
marks. You
yourself
don't
this
see
much
any
room to roll.
like footprints. You don't see any
Wow,
tracks.
something.
You see almost nothing.
Okay.
In fact, it's pretty dusty, and it seems like nobody's really been through this area as of late.
This is the wrong way.
Except for the magical sword that's down there, but whatever.
Okay, I bring it back. I don't think it's this way. I think it's the original way. Everything was all
original
dusty.
way.
The first way, the left way. The right way seems to be the wrong way. Because there's all dusty, there's no footprints, looks like nobody had gone in there for a long time. Spider webs, probably, huh? I think this is our way.
After you.
Well, I'm not 100% sure.
All right, I'll go. Let's go.
I'll go near the front this time.
Yeah. So I heard that there is like a rope ladder. So I assume that there's a drop. So I'm being careful as I go forward.
Probably just
Charges in.
And along the way, now tell me if it's too much of a stretch, but Timon has led Anya in Cornhole to the rift inside the mountain. If it feels any way like that, like any signs of like weird, like I don't know, floaty dust or I guess weird noises or anything that might remind me of that situation, I'm kind of looking out for that.
I will keep that in mind.
And then keep going. How narrow is it here?
Fairly wide open.
Fairly
actually.
wide open?
Like still not super, like probably 10 feet across, roughly.
Okay. All right. So I have my equipment stowed away, but I have a dagger in my hand.
Are you being stealthy or?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think the big one thinks he is. He's
We'll
not.
make a stealth check. I'll let you.
Perfect.
Everybody,
Yeah.
Stretching my luck.
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna roll like bad, but it's not because I'm making noise, because I'm talking very loud. Hey, that's not horrible.
Hey, not too bad with disadvantage.
I rolled terribly, but
me
I
too.
rolled two
Wait,
15s
what?
for a total of 12. That's not bad for
I
the
always
big
have
one.
disadvantage on stealth checks, but I have disadvantage on every ability check right now.
I see.
It was a natural 20 and a 4 for a total of 5.
Cool.
You think you're being stealthy, but you're just. like,
We're talking.
You're
No, we're
humming a song
talking,
right
yeah.
now, you don't even realize.
Yeah, he's
then I'm-
hi ho. Hi. Suddenly he has a pickaxe on his back. And it's just like hi ho.
Aspen's behind guys. Like, be quiet, you guys.
We are. Don't worry.
Don't
But
worry.
not being quiet either.
Yeah.
Don't worry, lad.
I
Lord.
rolled a 9.
Yeah, we're actually being quiet. And then I'm like, Timon, tell me about Cormac.
You're probably still floating in the shadows.
Just like, well, in lines.
It's the greatest. It's the most beautiful mind.
Oh wow! And we're like trying to tiptoe, but we're talking
No, I
like.
floated to get out of the tunnel and then I touched down.
Yeah.
13. 13.
Okay. That's one point.
That's low. Did you see him judge you like that?
I rolled low.
Oh, you roll low.
Did you see him judge you like that?
That's low.
That's low.
Yeah.
Are you a rogue?
Yeah.
It was extra spicy today.
He is actually spicy. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a long walk, and you can clearly see ahead of you. This tunnel almost opens up into this large cavern, and you're almost at the top of it, where you can see the roof. What immediately catches your eye, which Hoku might not have noticed, especially because you're looking at it from a rock carving perspective. There's like strange crystal growths along the ceiling here. Just along the top of this cavern, there's almost like clusters of like dark red and red crystals, some pale white, in all sorts of strange shapes. Some are like almost stalactite-y, some are a little bit more like facets just along the ceiling. Some are like, there's a few that are actually greenish,
Are there any within
dark
reach?
black. They're
My
all like
reach?
further along this cavern. Wouldn't be easy to reach.
Okay.
Like greenish, black.
There's black. There's some that are just metallic.
They're dragon eggs.
There's some that are just metallic. It's just all sorts of like. You've seen rock samples and like minerals and crystals before. There's just a few of those, just seemingly sporadically along the ceiling of this cave. And the ladder that reaches, that heads down roughly about 90 feet. The two sides of this cavern wall are just. There aren't as many crystals on it, but there are parts where it becomes almost like you can see. It's hard to see actually with dark vision because there's no light. So you don't actually see any of those colors that I just said. Erase that.
I just see shades of
You just
gray,
see different shades of gray, just like as crystals and just along the sides of this wall. But this canyon stretches almost 60, 70, 80 feet. And
I don't see any of that
with
because I
your
don't have dark
additional
vision.
dark vision that you'd given
Well, that would have worn off.
That would've worn
If we were
off.
traveling for almost an hour
It
to
would've
that
worn
tunnel,
off.
then it would work.
travel.
So I can't see anything.
I
Then.
can see up to
I don't have dark vision.
I think 120.
Yeah, I think with dwarves, it's like you can see.
I mean, I can still see 300 all the time.
Yes.
They just can't.
Brag about it.
Oh, okay.
I can't see timing in front of me.
I'm
No, I can see up
I
to
see
60,
things.
60 feet.
Yep. I thought you had black eyes.
So you spot similarly like this cavern that seems to.
So you said there's a canyon. Does that mean like it's narrow but tall and
Yes.
long? Okay, so somewhat narrow.
You
and
can't
there's
see. The
steep
funny thing
drop.
is, like the 60 feet, you can't actually see where the rope
the-
ends. You can't see the bottom of it at all. But you can see off in the distance, just out of reach, there is a faint glow of light that's almost projecting outwards onto the side wall of the canyon. And that might be where you're seeing some of the like flickering of minerals and metal. Calter, you can see a lot. You're standing here at the top of this crevice canyon, this cliff on
red
top almost.
Yeah.
Looking down, you can see off in the distance, almost like a little inn that's kind of set up on the left side near the left wall. There's a small, almost like a few boxes, a few barrels. You can make out roughly a bedroll of sorts. And then way off in the distance, roughly about 80, 90 feet along and like 80, 90 feet down.
Yeah.
You see almost like a workstation that's been set up. There's a table, there's a bunch of tools, there's on the table, there's a lantern of sorts. And that's where the source of the light that's emanating out from it is.
Oh, so the lantern is lit.
There's a lantern that's lit that's
Okay.
pointed away from it.
Okay, I
It's
see.
a hooded lantern, so you can't make out, like, you can't see the actual source of the light.
Yeah.
But it's pointed away. And it's casting light and shadows on the wall.
Right.
With your perception, you can also faintly hear just like clicking and clanking and tool work. And you can make out in the distance movement at the workstation.
Okay.
Also, at the end of this tunnel, you see a very strange sight. You see a large archway, roughly about maybe 40, 50 feet tall. Parts of it have broken.
That's a normal
and
door.
crumbled. Parts of it are lying on the ground. But it's basically in the face of the cavern's end that you can make out.
Right.
It looks unlike any other architecture or thing that you have ever seen. And
you're
you're
gonna
too
be
far away to
closed
see
down.
anything
Hopefully.
else for it.
Right.
Demon Balrogs. It's the mines of Moria.
Can you guys see that down there?
Totally.
Who just said that? I can't see 5 feet in front of me.
I can't see the floor.
The light out there, the faint light. Can
It's the light.
you can see that?
I mean, I suppose I could see a light.
You can see a faint
Kind
light.
of little light out there.
Oh, yes.
That's coming from. Also, keep your voices down. I'm whispering as I'm saying this.
Sure.
It appears to be coming from a lantern of some sort, but there is a workstation. There's somebody down there doing something. I see. There's a tent. There's like a workstation set up, and at the far end there's some sort of large archway built into or a part of the cavern.
I see that. I was gonna point that out to you as well.
Archway.
Again, we'll work on the lying later. And that's coming from me.
I've never seen anything like it, but if perhaps that or something else that has to do with that is what has.
When he says the large archway, do I recall any of that in Schema's history anywhere about the Aetherion, about anything?
Make a history check.
Let's
Do I? Does it look like anything I've seen?
You can't see it.
I can't see it.
No, but like him mentioning it.
22.
Make a history check.
I have advantage on history over like rocks and masonry and stuff.
If you
like
were
that.
in, you haven't even seen this archway.
Nope. Okay.
You can make a history check.
All right.
20.
History. My history is +0, so 18.
Big one. You have no recollection at all of anything that would be similar.
I think it's a demon.
Timon, there definitely was.
Somebody just crashed.
There was demons. During the trips to the Mungnir Rift, you do recall there being like various different types of ruins and things that you traveled through, and also just the tunnels under Cornwall. There are ruins and archways of old, just underground structures, ruins, historical like buildings, the lairs of the dragons and stuff that were there. Like you know of like some of the legends and the
eggs.
histories that you've heard.
How the House of Corn vanquished them all.
Yeah, but you have no idea if these are the same ones. You haven't seen it. You have no idea.
I'm assuming since I can actually see it, and you said it's unlike anything I've ever seen, I don't know anything.
I know everything about this.
You have not seen anything like this.
Archway, you said?
Yes.
That's what it looks like. But I don't know if it's Mirla or Lyra down there, but somebody's down there.
That's
And a
odd.
workshop, clinking and clanking. Maybe it's our friend Harriet.
Is there clinking and clanking?
He didn't say anything.
I said that like I didn't say there's clinking and clanking. I just said that there's somebody down there doing something.
Again, we'll discuss this later. Yeah, you really need to stop.
That's odd. There's lots.
Again, I don't know what points
Never mind.
Astra or Alyssa forget.
It reminds me of back home. That's all. Like archways and stuff.
Hey, call me.
And other like old ruins and stuff, but
I mean, if it is
I'm sure it's not.
Is it like a big one-sized archway?
much larger, very, very big one.
Oh. Cool.
If it is Lyra and Ezekiel, they know we're coming here. But I mean, we may still want to proceed with caution. Perhaps try to. We haven't been the most quiet, I think, on our way to here. But I don't know if they've spotted us yet.
Does anybody need to rest or take a few minutes? Well, if we're going to summon a Balrog, because that's clearly what's down here, we should be rested and well prepared. But this might be our last opportunity for a short rest. So if anybody benefits from a short rest,
Just your grumpy.
yeah,
That's just joking.
I think I don't know if we have time to rest because I don't know the state. I mean, if we're to believe
I'm
that,
down to go in Leroy Jenkins style.
if we're to believe that
Leroy
thing,
Jenkins is cool.
It's the same person that knows Nancy Shrew.
if we're to believe that thing that we encountered there, it mentioned that Harriet was not in a good state, so we may want to.
It's true. Get to her
Quickly.
quicker.
How's the beeping? That's my. Has it changed at all? Don't know how much far we've had to walk.
Just
Your favorite
throw it as
thing.
far out as you can.
Last time I threw something, I got fucked.
It's gonna hit some giant thing we didn't see. Dude, who did that? You? Yeah.
Also, around this time, you are thirsty as that. Your water flask is almost completed.
Yeah, we got lots of
much
water though.
I don't know. You're trying to-
Ale.
You got
Any of that water, guys?
I have multiple water rations on me, so I will give you a. Here you go. I'm still gonna make you a squirt bottle though. Don't drink it all.
Well, I don't know if I could control
Don't worry,
myself right now.
my
How much
trunk
do I
can
drink?
my trunk can store up to 8 liters of water for a significant period of time. I can just spray it into your mouth.
You probably drink like a solid quarter or so. Open up. It
Mama
provides
Verde.
relief. So
Or he's like dehydrated.
Oh, SpongeBob is a dehydrated sponge in Sandy's fishbowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is me.
what do you do?
How precarious does the rope ladder look?
Pretty precarious. I'm not gonna lie. It's fastened by these two almost pythons into the wall, so they seem fairly stable, but you don't know how much weight it's designed to carry.
Can I improve on that in any way? Like
I have
would-
pythons on me if we want
Not
to.
Yeah, I
without
have
making a
some
lot
as
of
well.
noise.
We would make a lot of noise. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we go one at a time,
All right.
or we try like somebody little first.
I'm gonna chuck Asher off yet now. We do have the ring to the Filer realm if we just want to get out of here.
True.
I'll
Why did I give you?
I'll go, but wait up here. When I'm done, I will knock 3 times on the wall with the butt of my knife, so you guys know who to come down. Send one at a time.
Okay. Okay.
We
3
can also
times
just watch you.
means all is good.
I mean, if I fall to the ground.
How about you? How about you hoot once like a barn owl and twice like a brown owl?
Oh, I like that. Yeah. That means all is well.
All right. Never seen an owl in my life because I'm from a mountain.
Probably not. No. Might have seen a snowy owl, but not a barn owl.
Just do your best.
Okay. And I start climbing down.
Okay. You can either make a survival check, an
How far
athletics
did you
check,
say this was?
Like 80 or 90 feet.
80 or
Big
90
one's
feet.
about to
Sorry,
die.
Willis.
You can either make a survival check, acrobatics check, an athletics check, and I think that's about it.
Does a ladder climb have to do with smell?
Acrobatics or athletics or
Survival.
I'm gonna
Survival.
walk
I will.
down the wall as I'm going
Probably
through
the
this.
safest thing.
I'm gonna walk off the ledge and
Would you walk just behind them, like?
I will use another.
11.
Okay. What's the order that this is happening in? Because like,
I started
I'll be the last one in
Simon will
case
definitely be slower going down the ladder than you would be just walking down. So would you like to be in the lead? Would you like to?
I'd be scouting out the ladder situation as I'm going down, like ahead of him. Yeah.
Ready to catch them?
I'd probably just be keeping pace with as he's walking down. I'm like just floating beside him down.
I'm going to be going last in case I rip the ladder because that's almost guaranteed going to happen. You need to be at the bottom and revive.
It's like Timon started first, and we're just kind of hey,
I'm just like I'm sparing
I'm
that.
having a hard time. Like the ladder is.
spare the dying.
like on your left,
Yeah.
going down.
Now I have some ninja shit I want to see if I can do it, but we'll get to me.
And you were just staying at the top, or you're
No,
going
I'll
after?
head down after
Okay.
Timon.
Well,
After
first
I
though,
hear the hoots.
with Timon.
I rolled 11 athletics.
Okay,
By the
I
way.
would like you to roll a d20.
Oh,
He gets
fuck.
nervous.
Destiny die.
If this coast is clear.
No, Destiny die.
that's-
Destiny die. Everybody has to use Destiny die here. Yeah.
The outcome die.
Oh, it's a
Natural one.
Yeah, there it is.
That hit off the other one. It just like sat.
So about 1 foot down from the
No.
top.
Oh, no.
It's just maybe it's the swaying, maybe it's just unstable. You try to put your foot on one of the rungs and it slips, and you immediately try, like, you lose your control over the rope itself that's swinging side to side a little bit now. You try to put your foot onto the rock wall. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
I mean, they're
See if you
just
can
actually
grab-
help grab him, support him as well.
Probably good.
Can I give him
It'll give
advantage?
you, yeah, you'll have advantage on that.
Yeah, fuck it.
You got advantage, by the way,
Advantage?
Yeah.
because I'm supporting you.
Much better with the 17. Dex saving throw
18.
18.
You're able to stabilize them. You push off of the wall, and with Arkmare's help, you kind of like help hold them in place and stabilize. He begins to go further down.
Thank you,
Make me
Lord.
another. Make me another survival check.
So I don't like my steps in night doesn't last that long, so I can't just like wait and watch out. So I'm going to have to make my way down there. I guess my question would be, like, when I get to the base, is it just like, is the rope just dangling, or is it fixed at the bottom?
The rope is just dangling.
It's just dangling,
and
there?
that's where like you can see almost like a little bit of swaying.
So I'm going to try to like hold it and like on the one side kind of like wrap it around my staff and just push it into the ground a little bit to just try to like, I'm not very strong, especially not in my state, but I can at least prevent it from just swaying like crazy the whole
I don't
time.
know, ropes are pretty heavy.
Actually, it's true. Yeah.
So can it be athletics again?
Yeah, whichever one you did before.
You guys are gonna come to the bottom. I'm just gonna be like,
You're like tangled into it.
9.
Roll another d20.
God damn
Wait, do you think mine's gonna go better? I'm dead here.
Natural 20.
So
Natural 1.
you make your
natural
way
20.
almost halfway down the rope, roughly about 40 or 42, 43 feet. And then you can feel almost like the rope starting to give way a little from up above you. And big one, you're at the top. You can see one of the pythons is like almost like leaning and looks like it might be about to
I'm
come.
gonna attempt to just use my hammer thing ball
Okay.
to hit it back in.
Make a strength check.
Do I get anything knowing that I've worked with pittons before and I have my own?
they're about to know we're here.
Make
It's like a gong.
12.
You're able to secure it enough to provide it with like a little bit of stability, and especially with Kaltir helping at the bottom, the swaying seems to stop for a little bit, allowing Timon to continue further down. Make another check.
I'm not rolling you again. Fuck that die. Okay, better. 19.
The rest of the way down, maybe it's because like the big one is supporting the python from up above, Kaltir supporting it from below, Arkmir's helping guide you along. The rest of the way down is fairly smooth, and you make your way to the bottom relatively uneventfully.
When you get to the bottom, I'm like, please take over. This has been a struggle.
Oh, thank you, Log.
I'm imagining that you guys super comfortable and you're just like, you know, people like slide down ladders, you're like, just the rest of the way.
All right.
I'm like gassed. It's fine. I'm like leaning over now, like
House per the time ready.
myself.
You were next after that.
So I knocked 3 times with the butt of
No,
my...
I thought you were gonna do the hoots.
Yeah.
I knocked 3 times and that's it.
What
And
does
then
that mean?
I get...
I push you.
As you begin making your way down, you can either make a survival check, an athletics check, or a acrobatics check.
And I'm holding both...
Oh yeah, you're holding.
Yeah, I wrap both ends of the rope ladder on both my arms and just...
Nice.
I'm also just, I'm walking up again, just to
Okay.
see where people are at.
8.
Roll a d20 for me.
Oh boy.
6.
You are much lighter, and you would think you would have an easier time making your way down this ladder, but perhaps it's just it's your first time climbing a rope ladder, and you don't expect it to like be as flexible and like the footholds to be as almost loose in some ways.
That's kind of how I got out of the tower, though.
That's a different type of ladder.
Okay.
When making your way down this strange loose ladder, you did about 8 or 10 feet down, your foot slips, and you're trying to grab, and you try to grab onto the rock. Make a dexterity saving throw with advantage because Arkmir is able to potentially help you.
Yeah. What happened?
That was a 2. That's a 1.
You slip. You let go of the rope, and you are now roughly about 90 feet up in the air, and you are falling.
How far is she from the edge?
From the up above?
Yeah.
About 7 feet.
I will attempt to reach for her.
Like, reach out?
Oh, you're gonna fall.
I mean, I can't get down this anyway. I have disadvantage
If I see her
on everything we're
struggling,
You
checking.
see her fall. You are all
Okay.
reacting to this.
Yeah,
as she lets go.
spurting upwards.
Does slow work in this situation? Casting slow on...
No.
It's Yeah, I'm sprinting. I'm sprinting
not like
upwards in this
Featherball, I
moment to like catch up.
I just wanted to correct one thing.
Yeah.
I thought my dark vision was 60 feet, but it's 120 feet.
Oh, okay. So you can see to the top.
So
Which
you
is
can
good.
So you can see Astra falling.
I can see
see
Astra
Astra falling.
so I'm going to try.
As she slips and just trying to grab the rocks, and she
She'll
cannot
kill you if she
hold
lands on you.
them.
I will try
Falls.
to hold her.
Yeah, it's just like I'm going to try and reach
Yeah,
out for her.
Oh, and Hoku's probably like flapping and trying to like hold me.
Well, I'm
What are
running
you
up
doing?
trying to like to see.
You're
if
running
I
up
can
to
catch
try
her.
and grab her because she is still fairly near the wall. If you're on the wall, you might be able to like reach her, but for you, she's like way too far away. You'd have to almost like if you had like wall climb, you might be able to reach her.
I feel like 7 feet's not that far. If I'm
Like 7 feet down.
I'm like 10 feet, I can't.
You'd have to like dangle over the edge.
Yeah.
You'd be like your feet would be like on the edge.
I would pull you
Going
down.
over. How long is
like
your
I'm-
trunk?
I'm 10 feet tall. How can I reach 7 feet?
Whoever's trying to do something, roll initiative, just to see what order stuff happens in.
Okay, can I do that, or are you telling me
Astra
it's
also
impossible?
roll initiative. We will go in initiative order. We'll see.
I'm not gonna roll this dice. Well, let's do it. No, I'm not gonna roll this.
14. Sorry, 12. Bad math.
I rolled a 1 anyway, so
8.
17.
1.
Okay. Timon is the first one to notice that Astra is falling. What do you do?
Oh, Astra's coming down fast! And then I'm going to try to position myself to like catch her.
Catch her. Okay. Arkmir, you're the next one to notice. You're about halfway up the wall. It would be a bit of a rush to try and get up to her and like get in position to like grab her potentially, but you could try and do that. What do you do? Like, you just see her letting go.
Sorry, what was that?
You've just seen that she's lost her grip and she's about to start falling.
Right.
Roughly about 40 or 50 feet away from you. 40
Okay.
feet.
Up. Yeah, I am going to start sprinting upwards
Okay.
towards her, with one hand kind of like running along the ladder, just
Okay.
like prepare to basically use that some way as well.
You rush up, you stick out your hand, and you try to grab her. Make a dexterity check for you.
So that's like the top part of
Yes.
this page. Okay.
Yes.
Dex. Nat 20.
Nice. That lets you remake your dexterity saving throw. So do that. Yeah.
12.
Okay. So you reach out your arm, you grasp Astra around the arm. She's still falling. Make an athletics check to see if you can hold on to her or if it like almost dislocates your shoulder.
What? Even with a nat 20. Okay. Oh man, I wish this was the nat 20. Oh, I really wish this was the nat 20. This is a 5.
Like you're trying to hold on to her and you're holding on like you're stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
So that's one positive. You're not moving yourself.
Yeah.
But your arm isn't stuck to the wall because you're holding on to her and it almost like it's hard. It's
Yeah.
rough. You're trying to hold on to her. The rope is still swaying and it's just barely out of your reach. But you are holding her. You take some
God.
damage.
That'll hurt.
Me and my fish arms.
Probably less than 90 feet will fall on top of me, but
You take 8 points of damage as your shoulder just like flexes in its socket and almost pops out. But you're holding her there. Astra, the first moment that you can almost react is okay. You grabbed Arkmir's hand and now you're like just holding around his arm and you're dangling from it.
Okay.
But you can feel it slipping. Like you can see he's not able to hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna try to use. Thanks, Arkmir. I'm gonna try to use him as leverage to try to like kind of run on the wall a bit and jump and grab the rope.
Okay. What were you saying?
Oh, the other part was like, well, I was saying I had one hand constantly on the ladder for the purposes of just like throwing that onto Astra is like hopes of like some extra level of support. Like I'm holding her, but she's kind of
Astra,
like,
make an acrobatics check
in the ladder
with
itself.
advantage because Arkmare is helping you. Trying to grab onto the rope again.
That's a nat 20.
Nice. You
Let me
lean
roll
forward,
again.
and Arkmare, your arm in your like shoulder pocket kind of like hurts again as she like swings forward almost, and grabs onto the rope ladder. And briefly, like there's almost like a sigh of relief as you let go, and she's grabbed onto the ladder. The ladder is still swaying a little, but it is. You are back on it.
Okay, upon seeing all of that, I go and hold the bottom of the ladder again.
Well, that was a close call.
How wide is this ladder? Is it just like that wide kind of thing?
Yeah, roughly it's about that wide.
Can I like? I guess as Astra's going down, I'm gonna go like slightly ahead, but like hold the rungs of the ladder, but like my feet are kind of straddling the side just to like keep it stable and like go down.
Well, his feet are stuck to the wall, so it can't go
You're
past his
so
Yeah.
that the rest of it's caught.
Okay,
Yeah, the rest of it's taut. Yeah.
Okay. I don't. You need to draw me a picture because I don't understand what you're doing, but it's fine.
Well, so the ladder, if it's going down like
So
this,
you're
right?
walking down the wall,
Yep.
right?
But I'm straddling the ladder.
Oh, so you spread your legs out to like around the ladder?
Yes, I spread them.
What's with you and kids, man? Jesus.
And Astra's just climbing the ladder down.
But I'm
You're like
below
stopping
her.
the rope from swaying, basically.
Yes, exactly. I'm holding it taut there, right, and going down while she's like.
Like the rope is still, like the sides of it are still swaying, unless you're stepping on the rope itself.
Well, if the ladder's between his legs like that, it can't go.
It's not gonna
mean,
go
it's-
like that way.
They're like ropes; they'll go this way, like they'll go inwards.
But
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I said. Like
between
I'm,
that
I'm
and you
holding.
holding
He's
it
not
also
holding it
holding
too,
it,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the combination of the two. Just,
Yep. You will give her advantage on the checks to go down. Make another survival or athletics or acrobatics check.
I hope you guys have some tips for how I get down.
Wait for me.
I'm legitimately might just have to jump and get rest because I have negative and disadvantage on all these checks.
Got you.
The rest of the way down, despite the
got
initial hurdle,
Just get big. Catch me.
you're able to make your way through with
Have
the
giant
help of your friends, holding the rope and making
It's like a
sure
meteor
that
coming down on me.
solid and not moving as much. The big one, you're still managing to keep one of the pythons in. You do see it wiggle a few times and just like clobber it back in again with either your fist or with a hammer or something.
Thanks, guys.
Are you alright, lass?
Yeah, it wasn't even scary.
I'm there like.
Clink, clink, clink.
Have a good trip down there, guys. I'll be here when you're done.
Like stretch marks on my arm from where it's like almost ripped out.
Player talk. Correct me if I'm wrong, but do I remember us buying some sort of potion that gives us this wall walk? I swear to God, we bought that. Does anybody have it? Because I don't. But I remember we like one of the very first episodes. I swear we got like a potion of fucking rock climbing. Do you remember that? I know it's up to us, but I swear to God we have that.
I don't remember if it was in this campaign or any other campaign.
Maybe I'm mixing two things up.
I do remember there being a
There was somewhere, and it could have been.
climbing.
Because either that or I'm jumping.
It's like a potion of climbing, actually.
Please
It wasn't
don't
even a
jump.
Potion
don't
of
jump.
climbing.
Well, first off, you have to figure out what you're going to do with the professor.
I'm willing to let him jump, and I will repair him at the bottom.
Do you have a rope? Just tie him down. Like,
I could lower him down.
yeah, lower him down,
You
man.
can lower him down at least 50 feet because you have 50 feet of rope.
I have,
Unless you have,
I have
we can
multiple
catch
50
him.
feet of rope.
Oh, you
I mean, he can grab the rope.
you have a rope ladder.
Yeah, a fucking metal
Oh,
dog's
yeah.
not gonna climb a
You
rope
could
ladder.
pass out because Arkmere could grab the rope partway down and then.
He could grab the
descend
rope
the
and
rest.
then.
I'm not worried about the professor here, guys.
Hey,
I'm worried about
You
myself.
know what? One thing at a time.
Yeah, I can just whistle and get him to jump off, and I'll repair him at the bottom. We'll figure that out later. I'm freaking out up here. but for real, like I'm going to die. How do I get down? How do I get down?
What was your grappling hook?
50 feet.
What's that gonna do? I will fail any of these checks. I have
have
disadvantage
another-
on all of them pretty much, and negative on all of them pretty much.
I also have a rope, but
I have a
You have
rope
advantage on
too.
survival.
We could
Yeah, if
tie
it pertains
rope
to smell.
together.
Ah.
I'm not really sure how it's gonna help, though. What if?
Rafay put
Are
the
you
end
able
game
to
boss
go
right here.
floaty again?
It's the rope.
What?
Are you able to float again?
A cliff for an elephant.
Well, I'm wondering if
How do you
say that big one is coming down the ladder.
The ladder will break, guarantee.
And then Arkmir and Kalthir can be out there on both sides of you, like helping to kind of support you.
He weighs as much as a quarter.
Then I can also contribute helping hand to kind of scooch.
Yeah, but Kelter's not floating anymore. I think.
But can you float again? That's what I was asking.
Can you
I
make
can,
him
but I-
float?
No. I can't
Does
support
anybody have
extra.
feather ball?
What is that?
What if I cannonball and see what happens?
What is
Never mind.
fall?
The
The echoes are
Now,
weird in
I
this
do
game.
have my trunk, which can carry a lot. I could grab something if I start to fall. Theoretically, it might help. But I don't trust this ladder.
Did you install like Elena Python at the top?
I can, I have 10 of them.
I mean, at this point,
Oh, okay.
we've already made enough noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's start reinforcing it.
I'm just that's what I'm wondering. Like I have at least one on me that I found.
You could just like reinforce the ladder part way up.
That's what I was thinking. Is like
I
put
have
that
it
in
as
there.
well.
That's fine.
have
I'm not
Vikings
concerned
as well.
about the ladder, so far as me actually holding on to the ladder.
We gotta try. Oh, yeah, I have 10 Pythons. Okay.
Yeah.
So, that'll also help with just the stability straight up. This gives
Yeah,
it
it
the
would.
tension.
Yeah.
This one, you hear a voice from behind you.
What you guys doing?
Do you feather
What are you all
fall?
doing? You turn around, you hear a female voice.
Lyra, please help me.
Oh,
You
Harriet?
turn around, you can see a short gnome with bubblegum pink hair.
I jump,
Looks a little
Tiger.
bit. You can't see her from 100 feet up. She's bubblegum pink hair, a streak of blue. Her hair is a little unkempt. Her ponytail is like rough and loose. She's wearing simpler clothes than what she had on the last time you saw her, with her full chief engineer's garb, but not in present. She's almost wearing like simple plain, like a white shirt and some small stuff. She still has on her lapel the pin of the chief engineer's station, which you remember, almost like a cog with smaller cogs that seem to perpetually rotate within. She's holding almost like a wrench of sorts, and she looks at you all. I remember you. Hey, the Iron Will. Where's the big one?
If she looks up, you just see a silhouette of an elephant, and his cape's flapping. He's just standing over the edge, looking down.
Oh, he's up there?
But he looks epic as shit.
We're trying to help it down.
He's a little scared of heights, I think.
I'm gonna die, for sure.
Just add that.
Yeah, I don't hear your conversation. I'm gonna die, for
Harriet,
sure.
are you alright?
I've been better, been worse.
Do you have a way to help our friend down?
I have a bedroll. We can try landing it.
Oh, God.
Wonder how he did it. Kind of too small for him, too.
You're alone.
Probably. He's as tall as me.
Yeah.
Well,
These flies.
we could use one of your capes as a little netting.
Why don't
Capes have saved us before.
Good idea. Fly.
Thank you.
Once she just runs off back towards her.
I'm coming down.
Wait!
Oh.
Hold up.
Did you want to try to reinforce it with the pythons?
I'm gonna wait for what I guess Harriet has. She's got something that'll help.
You just hear me hammering pythons up top.
Is it odd that she seems okay?
I'm starting to wonder if somehow this is a prison for her, or maybe they tasked her with something. But it is. I agree with you. It is odd. I thought she would be very happy to see us.
She she's not in distress, at least not apparent right
Her
now.
hair would say otherwise.
It's because she's older.
That's very judgmental.
I'm not being judgy. I'm just concerned about her hairstyle.
Just be straight.
But you're right. She does look a bit like shit.
Yeah. And I'm the judgmental one.
I mean, I'm just pointing out the obvious. Everybody could see it.
She just ran back to her tent.
She just ran back down the cavern or the canyon.
If I look around, are there any signs of Ezekiel or Lyra?
You don't see anything.
No blood.
Make an investigation check.
Guys, Harriet went to a different timeline. She's older. She remembers us from the past.
Did she look
19.
older? Like significantly older?
Make an insight check.
19.
No, you don't see any blood. You don't see any. You do see some traces of like foot traffic, but that could just be Harriet. Like it's hard to tell. But definitely footprints and drag marks and stuff through here. Just like sign of traffic.
14.
14. It doesn't look any older.
Is the device in my bag, is it pinging anymore or still the same?
You did muffle it so that it wouldn't be making too much noise as you open your bag to take another look at it. Probably a little bit more frequent.
It's a clone, baby.
Probably through the archway or something. Okay.
A few moments later, she comes back. And she's holding something. It looks almost like a spray bottle of sorts. It seems like it's been roughly cobbled together in some ways. There's liquid inside of it. Here, take this upstairs. Or upstairs, up the ladder.
There were stairs the whole time.
exactly.
Did you see me emerge from stairs?
It was right there.
Take this up the ladder now.
Like when Joey fixes the radiator.
Spray him.
The radiator was broken, so I just turned it off from the bottom. I hope you don't mind.
Spray him with this. Probably all over. Focus more on the feet. And then tell him to step off. And hopefully it'll work.
Can we keep that bottle when we're done with what's inside of it for a different purpose?
No?
I'm just tempted to spray myself.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, sure. I don't have any need for it, but
That would be
kind of
very
just cobble it
helpful.
together.
I'll bring it up to the big one here.
You see me like getting ready to charge off the edge. Oh, okay.
Alright, big one. You're gonna have to trust me here.
When do I not trust you?
Alright, well, but Harriet's down there. And she just gave us this.
Oh, is that from Harriet?
Yes.
She's alive.
She's alive.
Well, then let's hurry this up.
And
then you
apparently
saw
this
that.
is gonna make you fly. So I'm just gonna start spraying at the feet first. Spray all the way up.
Bet you never saw a flying elephant before. And I'm gonna walk off.
Oh god.
I'm assuming you finished. I'll wait for you to finish.
I finished, but I'm back on the bottom. There's like cautiously like, oh god, I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but
Well, I'm gonna pick up the
here it
professor. Pick up the professor and start walking off.
Okay.
I die. She tricked you. It's
Yeah.
Mirlar.
it's like
Yeah.
You step off, and immediately you begin to float.
oh
And you are floating. You're descending. You effectively have the featherfall spell
Nice.
on you,
Temporary.
but about halfway through,
no.
you can feel it beginning to fade.
Oh God.
I'm with him.
Get the cape.
You are with him.
Get to the ladder.
Yeah.
He's about halfway down.
Use my
He's
trunk
floating
and
now.
my free arm from not carrying the dog to
Yeah.
try and reach. So I have a trunk, and
Can I hold the little one?
he's not that. Oh, he is a medium construct.
Yes.
That's okay. I can hold him. I got my trunk.
Like
I
what
basically
would
have
he be
3 arms.
equivalent to? Like,
It would be
like-
equivalent to like diamond.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Made of metal.
Yeah.
Electro steel, is it?
Sure, he
Yeah.
is light-ish from that, but
We'll see how this goes. I have an arm and a trunk, so
you did just hold another medium creature.
Yeah,
extra,
freaking
so
mastiff.
You could
Yeah, he is a mastiff.
actually, but it would be a check to see if you could. Make a dexterity saving throw.
No, I failed.
Do it. You
We
never know.
already know how this is gonna go.
I'll be. That 20?
17.
Not
Good.
20 for a
It
17.
was not 20, but
You manage to grab onto the rope, and
Andy.
while the featherfall seems to be giving way about halfway down this, probably about 50 or so feet,
What?
you are on the ladder,
You're
and the
like-
ladder seems to be holding for now.
I'm gonna just
But it is
as
like,
quickly as possible.
you can hear some sort of
yeah,
almost like
tearing.
shaking and
Creaking.
peering
Yeah.
noises from
I will
above.
just as quickly as possible start going.
Cool. Arkbeer, make an athletics check. Or
Acrobatics?
no, not acrobatics. You're trying to help like shoulder the burden, right? Like
Yeah.
of the professor.
Yeah, I'm still holding
What's the or?
bottom of this.
You said athletics or
Religion. Start paying.
Animal handling.
I would actually prefer that.
I think it would be either an athletics or a strength saving throw, so it would be about the same unless you're proficient in athletics.
It's the same. Right. 12.
Okay. And then you can make athletics or acrobatics or survival.
I'm just walking below, like
Athletics
hand
probably
on the
best.
against your
Anything dex
butt,
based
just
is
like
bad.
trying to hold the big one up while I'm walking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
athletics.
toot.
Yeah. Oh,
17.
flying.
Yeah.
You manage to very
God, I'm so
quickly make your way
dexterous.
down the ladder, and as you reach the end, almost about 5 or so feet up off the ground, the ladder does rip off, but you're able to land.
Yeah.
And with Arkmir's help,
The big one's like really flexing right
Yeah.
now, though, to like
Yeah.
Yeah.
show off.
you help the big one kind of land and come to and join you all here at the bottom of this canyon. And from here now, you can all see, like, it's a little bit daunting and a little bit beautiful in some ways.
Do I see Harriet?
You do see her. Harriet's just
I'm gonna
standing
run
in
up
the
to her
back.
and pick her up
She
and
was
give her
looking
a
up throughout this entire thing, and ooh, that didn't last as long as I thought it would. Well, he got up. That's good. That rope looks like it's coming down. You better hurry. Oh, he is hurrying. And
So
you land.
helpful.
Yeah, I'll run up to her and pick her up and give her a hug.
Oh,
Hello, Harriet. We missed you.
She's dead.
she hugs you back.
Yeah, I kill her. I snap her in half.
As much as she can with her tiny
So
little
good to see you.
arms compared to you. But
We thought the worst.
I'm still here, alive.
You look better than alive. Seems like you're doing okay. We thought maybe you were in some sort of dire situation.
What happened at the course fire?
Ooh, big surge. Seemed like an elemental surge of sorts. I don't know what that thing that she's now looking at Astra, and almost it seems like she was reminded of it for the first time of the event that happened. Did you ever figure out what happened with your dragon? What it did to the Atrion?
Oh, nope.
How did you survive that?
Dumb luck, I think.
Hey, Harriet.
I was trying to contain the explosion surge. Slowed it down for a bit and then was washed up overboard. Next thing I knew, I was waking up in a cell. Yes, you were saying?
I think it's safe to say that we're all not getting out the way that we came.
Oh no.
Is there another way out of here now that we're
That
all...
I know of.
Cool.
Well,
To be honest,
There
this
is
ladder
one
wasn't
way.
really here up until maybe like a few hours ago anyway.
Did you happen to see Mr. Miralar or...
Yeah, about that. They went in. I was trying to follow. Can't.
In where?
Should probably come and we can have a chat over there. And she like turns around and begins walking down the canyon.
two things quickly. Was Miralar bloody at all?
Did he have demon wings?
Did he have a bloody nose?
No demon wings, but
Was he bloody?
it seemed like he'd been in a fight of sorts. Yeah,
Much blood.
yeah, he was bloodied.
Was the blood sweet smelling?
I did not try to smell it.
Did you taste
like?
that?
Yeah.
Does Harriet look bloody at all?
Did she look injured at all?
Not really.
No.
That's fine.
The other part is, I don't know if you know already, but that's Livid Star. He's the reason why we're here.
Oh, is he alright? She
all right.
almost like stops and like turns around.
I do have this stone here if you'd like to get in contact with him.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. Yes, please come. And she just
Oh, Harry, your lady boner showing.
darts.
Yeah. Oh man.
She just
It's called
darts
greasing
down.
the peach.
Does any of this seem suspicious at all? Like the
I'm grossed out laughing.
You should not shrinking.
Yeah.
Watch my head.
Shrinking.
that was
Not a sponsor.
for a total
Maybe
of
one day.
22.
Oh, damn.
What's this for?
I was asking if this was suspicious, if she was acting suspicious, or
Will the real Harriet
I
please
will
stand
send
up?
you a message because I can't whisper to you.
okay.
Electronic whispers.
I'm not gonna give her the stone.
There, the whisper is brought to you by
It's very subtle,
Syrinscape.
but she has horns now. Yes. And her eyes are glowing red. Other than that, exactly the same.
Does Harriet have demon wings?
Little tiny wings.
There's something different about you.
It looks nothing like Harriet. It's a little imp with like pink hair. Like Harriet!
As you make your way further down this canyon,
I'm picturing like an imp from fucking Warcraft, just with pink hair. Just Harriet!
What the fuck?
you follow her down this canyon, and you can see almost like as you walk past, as you go further, and you can see this tent that's been set up. There's a bedroll, there's a couple of boxes, there's a barrel sitting beside it. There's a crate of bottles as well as some empty bottles near it. And as you begin to approach, all of you can now see off in the distance a large archway. It's massive, almost 40 feet tall. Spreads basically the entire width of the canyon. The wall above it seems to be like flecked with crystals and stones. There's a strange rune that's carved. A series of strange runes that's carved on the canyon wall up above it. The archway itself seems to almost be like falling in places. There's parts of it that are like strewn, like parts of the material, and it's this strange a rock that doesn't belong here. It's almost similar to the grayish stone that you had imported in the past. It does not look similar to the red rock of the canyon that you're used to. Timon, you don't notice much else because you immediately feel familiar. You've been through ruins similar to this.
It feels like going into the rift.
It feels like along the way to the Mungnir Rift, there was definitely some ruins that you went through that looked very similar in architecture and stonework.
Do I notice anything unnatural, like around here?
Define unnatural.
Like weird
Demons.
physics. Weird physics.
Make a perception check.
Are the runes readable?
For
Can I
you,
try to
they
decipher them?
probably are.
Are or are not?
With your like eyes of the runekeeper,
Yeah.
you can make out what it says on the wall.
21.
You don't see anything immediately, but something does catch you. There's almost like a weird shimmer and a reflection in the middle of the arch.
Yeah, a portal. So before she tries to decipher it, can I read it?
What languages can you read?
Why are you taking this away from
Depends
me?
on what languages.
Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, locks it on.
No, you can.
Damn it.
Celestial.
It says
And I
speak
don't.
friend and enter. What does it say?
It doesn't matter.
It's hard to like. You recognize, you can read the characters, but you have no idea how it fits together. Almost. It says Arc and
Yeah.
God near Bloom.
What happens if I read it backwards?
Repeat that for me.
Yeah. What was that?
Arc, fear, flop.
Oh no, now Astra's having a stroke.
Arc and Skad Loom or near Loom.
Arc. Start at the beginning.
Arc. It's a series of 5 runes, essentially.
Okay.
That read Arc and Skad near Loom.
Arc in Scott near Bloom.
Blue.
Loom.
Bloom?
Loom.
Bloom.
L-U-M. Loom.
Bloom. He did say Bloom the first time.
Khazad-dûm. Here lies the Balrog.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Enter and die.
You can't.
Oh, we're gonna be the end of scheming.
Good. My
As
rule
for something
confinement
about
again.
both the runes and just reading them in your mind, you instantly feel uneasy. You feel uncomfortable. You
Just
feel,
like that fucking, yeah, it's just like baby group.
Half of the face is paralyzed.
Yeah.
you feel like you don't want to go any further. There's just something deep inside of you that's like
I also like try.
you get the heebie-jeebies.
Okay.
I also extend my arms and say, don't, careful, lads and lass. I've seen something like this before. Back in Cornhole, Anya led me to this rift deep into the mountain. That was kind of like the storms. Weird things happened there. Some people went in and never came back. This is the same. I've seen archers like this before.
How loud are you saying them? Like loud enough for Harry to hear? It was like maybe 10, 15, 20 feet ahead of you? Or
Yeah.
she immediately stops and turns around. There's one under Cornhall.
Aye.
What the fuck is going on?
What are you talking about? What do you know about this place?
It's a long story, come. And you've at this point reached her workstation, and she grabs like a small stool that was sitting in front of one of her desks, and she pulls it forward and like sits on it. So I woke up. I was in a cell. These strange black clothed people threw a hood over me, tossed me into what I assume was a boat, because boats are hard to hide. It was rocking, there was water. Knocked me out a bit, brought me here in this chamber. Held me in a cell here in chains for a bit. And then Ezekiel Miralar came down. Haven't had the pleasure of meeting him in the past. Can't say I enjoy his company too much. There was a woman with him. Red hair, quite darkly beautiful.
Lyra have red?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
He said he needed my help to complete some sort of research to figure out something that was down here. And after I completed the research, I would be free to go. He was pretty convinced that it would help the city. Honestly, I had no idea where I even was. I just assumed it was somewhere in Ward 3 because Ezekiel Marilar. I've heard of him even though I've never seen him in person. Kind of hard to mistake him for anyone. He seemed to think that there was something dangerous hidden down here. And when he took me deep into these strange ruins, there's a chamber down below. One with a large dais of sorts and almost a rudimentarily designed. It looks like a shrine, looks like a temple, looks like something.
That's beyond the arch?
Oh yeah, far down. This is a pretty big underground ruin complex. There were doors that he wasn't even leading me through. He followed a very specific path that probably he'd been down in the past. We went in, we went through this strange ancient ruin. I didn't know there was anything down here. And he took me to this strange shrine, temple, some sort of place. And there it was, in front of me. Almost like the storms that we see out around the city. A pure being, portal, crackling electrical energy of red lightning suspended in midair. It would arc across, arc back. It was almost like a large orb of static energy just in the shrine at the top of this. And he seemed convinced that there was something in there. And he needed my help to understand what it was. Now, I'm gonna be frank with you. The chief engineer position, that was honestly just a way for me to try and help the city. That's all I've ever wanted to do, was help Schema. And if this thing down here either threatens it or could be used to help the city, especially with the shortages that we've been seeing, all of the stuff that we've seen in the past year, if this can help the people of Schema, if this is a resource that's available, I want to learn what it is. I want to figure it out. I want to harness it.
Well,
you should probably know, since you've been down here for so long or wherever you were, that we did find a way to harvest the storm energy, and it brought new life to Ward 6. It worked. It's a sustainable energy, but it's also very dangerous.
a little bit, and I...
Does some weird things. Like, he can grow, like, bigger than me now.
When was this? She like crosses her arms and like literally like sits up on her haunches.
Give or take a week, probably. It's just a guess. I don't know what it actually is. Probably about a week ago. Maybe a little bit more.
Shortly after we left the corpse
Yeah,
pyre.
a couple days after we left.
It was 10 episodes.
Episode 30, to be exact.
Which was still on a Wednesday.
I've been here for about that long, I think.
What did you find? Did you
Don't
find
know what it
anything?
is. But a few days ago, maybe about a week ago, I don't know. It's hard to tell time, to be honest, down here. But a little while back, Mirlar came down. He frequently makes trips deeper into these ruins. When he came back, he looked more out of sorts. Now that you mention it, he looked a little haggard, a little beat up in some ways. Maybe you might say tired. I don't know what it was, but about a week ago. I'm not usually a believer in coincidences. I haven't actually been to the Rift in.
Do you know if he's
long.
touched it or tried to interact with it? Because
I have no idea, but ever since then, he's come down at least much more frequently.
we have
The
it
first
under.
week or so that I was here, he never came down. He told me to begin work on trying to figure out what it was, seeing if there was anything, any use of it as a resource for either Ward 3 or for schema. Now, his associate, this woman,
Lyra.
it seems like they have a way of making you do stuff that they want you to do.
Yes, Eric Bear knows all about that.
Yeah, that might have been part of the situation here. But honestly, she kicks back, stretches herself a little bit. Kind of enjoying the vacation.
Yes.
Stuff is getting real bad up there.
Tell me about it.
While you were on vacation, there's, I think, bunch of people trying to take over the city, and your rivals, your enemies, I think some of them might be succeeding.
Yes, the city's not in a great spot right now.
Which is why,
Yeah.
Levitstar was hoping
Levitstar wanted to talk to you.
bringing you back, you might be able to restore some. I mean, you still are the chief engineer.
Yeah, that's true. Really, what happened up top? What?
Oh.
Honestly, I have no idea what's been happening. So,
Well, we restored power towards 6. There's been some civil unrest.
there was civil unrest before.
A spire blew up. The
I was there for that one.
who's the people that
Rio Vision
people from
guards.
Riovis have kind of made their way in and tried to claim power, and it's not been great. I think Ward 8, there's probably not much left there. Lots.
And you're not to trust Lord Hero.
Lord what?
Hero?
Hero?
Yeah.
Do I know who that is?
Make a history check.
$24.
He's one of the members of the Artificer Council.
Makes sense.
He's been campaigning forever that we need a stronger military, that we need to keep the peace in the city better. The attack on Ward 1, the salvage yard that you had encountered, as well as the silent razors, so to speak, that really evangelized them a bit more. He wanted to arm more soldiers. He didn't really trust the Iron Cog, but the Artificer Guards, as well as potentially bringing in mercenary groups from outside of the city, that was his thing. I always suspected that he was in the pocket of Riovis somehow, but I expect that it was because of him. That what are they called? The Alabaster Shield or something? They're
Something like that.
I'm not surprised.
Sounds like they're having some success.
Have you seen if Miralar and Lyra are still down here? We kind of were following / invited in a way down here to help in some way.
Ezekiel Merilar came through maybe hour or so ago.
And he went towards this rift?
He went, what rift?
Or whatever that
Oh,
thing
in
is.
the ruins?
Yeah.
Sure, rift, let's call it that. Yeah, I've been going by red floaty orb of lightning so far.
I like that better, honestly.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot you don't know. We still know very little about this, but we do have it under authority that when you enter it, other than our friend Astra here for some reason, even though she claims it does, it makes you very tired. And
Sure. Yes, he went that way. 2, he put up a barrier behind him.
Oh.
3, Lyra seemed to be able to disable the barrier temporarily, make it through it somehow. Don't know how. You tell me more about this rift. What is this rift? You said there was one under Cornhall?
There is.
First time hearing of it. Is it common knowledge?
It's knowledge of the Gilded Hall of Engineers of Cornhall. My
Tell me about where it is. What's these caves that
have you ever been to Cornwall?
No.
So there's a system of mines that got disabled hundreds of years ago, where people kept disappearing and weird stuff was always told about that place. We all thought it was lies and bollocks, but I don't know. When my sister went to study with the engineers, she told me that there was something down there and that she wanted to organize an excursion. I needed to protect her because she's my little sister, so we did a trek down there. It was 3 days. We fought a band of goblins. I feel of
I've
the
seen any
people.
goblins down here so far.
I feel that the people died.
Okay.
It was an ugly battle, but we made it, and then we started seeing ruins that were similar to this.
Huh, strange.
Arches.
How big? How many you went through? There was room.
There were many, but there was one big one, some about this size.
Yeah.
And
Any of those rooms? And she just points up over it.
listen, I'm sure there were some chicken scratches on the wall.
It does kind of look like chicken trash, doesn't it? I don't even know what language that is.
Beats me, but we went in, and I got a glimpse at the
Floaty orb of red lightning.
but I didn't get close. None of us got close. The ones that tried,
Are there lightning storms around Cornwall?
well, in there.
But not as frequent as steam. Right? My theory was that this has something to do with why there's so many storms around, but
When we found out about the rift and the red light, I mean, Cornwall is up in the mountains, and we have a secondary gate at the upper level of the city called the Yeti Gate, and from there is where the guards like watch the city, and they can see the storms far in the distance. So when I saw that, I mean, my mom's in the city guard, and I've seen the storm in the distance, so I could. It felt like the same. My sister wanted to investigate further, and well, you might remember the rest of the story.
yeah, I do remember. That's strange.
I don't know if it's the same
Here.
place, but we're very far from Cornwall here.
We are, for sure. Why is this here? What is this place?
It was very deep.
Roll an intelligence saving throw.
Maybe the DM will remember.
Well, I have no idea what that thing is. But Ezekiel Merlar went in there. So did Lyra. And
Like they went through the arch, is that what you're saying?
they did.
But
They
Mirlar
put
went
up
in.
a barrier of sorts in the arch.
And
Did you say Mirlar put up a barrier with Lyra on the outside?
Merlar came through first. He put up a barrier after he stepped through the arch.
and Lyra disabled that barrier briefly.
It seems like, yeah, but it's back on. I'm trying to, but thinking of a way to get through as well to see what the hell they're up to.
I don't know that we should approach it. I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about it. I read the runes and it just doesn't sit well with me.
What did they say?
I read them and I forget.
What language are they?
What?
Do I know what language?
Nope, you can read it, but you have no idea what language it is.
Can't you read
a
all
useful
the
tool.
things?
It's like a what?
Can't you read all the things? You keep
I can.
talking
I
for
can.
months.
It said like something weird. I don't really. Okay, you guys, I want to be really clear here. I can read all writing. However, this is a little weird. I don't really understand what it's saying. It's saying like there's arc, end, scad, near, loom. I don't know what those words
As she says those words,
Yeah.
different runes that were heretofore invisible appear on the gateway. As she says it, like the same runes that are up on the wall, it's just arc and scad, near, loom.
Did
On
they
the archway.
did they
actual
disappear?
On the actual archway.
Does the
They're
barrier-
glowing bright blue.
Bright blue.
Do we see?
All of them?
All of them.
Do we
I go walk towards the thing
They-
and I touch it.
Do we see a barrier? By any chance? Or?
You don't see a barrier, but as you approach, you can see almost like a shimmering within it.
I don't
Okay.
think we should approach that. I have a bad feeling about this.
I'm gonna touch it with my metal arm.
You walk up to it and you touch it with your metal arm, and all of a sudden there's just a bright blue glow from these runes as arcs of lightning crack out from each of the runes into you. You're just
Oh shit.
That feels great.
take some lightning damage. You take a lot of lightning damage.
Oh shit.
Told ya.
Fried elephant.
Wow, I'm rolling terribly. I need a different die. Much better. No, wait. What?
Nice.
You take 13 points of lightning damage as this energy kind of surges through you.
Even on my metal arm?
Because of the nature of your metal arm, you know that you can absorb elemental energy. You can also, where you touched it, you feel solid. Like you feel like there's a wall, like an invisible wall there.
Interesting.
The rest of you are just looking at him. You saw him get zapped, and there's just a bunch of electrical energy that's almost like coursing through him and through his arm. Harry just looks. What's going on? Yeah.
I don't think we should go.
Big one, are you alright?
Your arm is still attached to the wall. You've still got this reservoir of lightning energy in your arm.
Why did you do that?
Can I try and expel the energy back at it?
As you focus the beam of energy almost like
Iron
right
Man
back
shit.
into the wall, into like a solid beam of light.
Fuck yeah.
It cracks almost like a glass pane
Shit.
starting from that point, and it shatters into tiny, small fragments.
Villain
falling on the
arc
inside.
incoming.
The runes are still lit. You can all see through into this ruined wall, almost like these shards of glass almost fell and then floated and like disappeared.
How did you know that?
Well, that's one way to get rid of Ezekiel's barrier. What the fuck did you just do?
I don't.
What were those words that you said? What is going on here?
I just read
Everyone's
the
possessed.
thing.
I just know from my father's research that electrosteel can conduct electricity. I didn't know I was going to get zapped, but it hurt, but once I felt it, I felt like I could feel the energy. And then I was thinking of my favorite movie, Iron Man. But no, I could feel the energy almost like I could control it in my arm. I didn't think I could break time and space. I haven't pulled out a notebook.
Become the most powerful human. Or not elephant.
Nah,
Locks it up.
that was fucking cool though.
You can like look through the archway, and inside you just see almost like a large chamber. The walls aren't natural in here anymore. They seem constructed. They seem built. Their inside are strange runes. There's a glowing, now you can see almost like crystal sconces on the side. They're all glowing the same blue color. That's the same as the runes that were carved on the front. You see tunnels and doors and gates. Like there's at least 3 different doorways that you can see inside of this.
Does this look familiar, Harriet?
I have been in there.
And he said he just went straight?
He went in towards the big floaty red lightning orb.
How far is it
I
then?
don't know if I can lead you there. The way was confusing and windy. I've never been there without Marilar.
I do have a magnifying glass. Maybe we can look for some footprints.
I'm also gonna pull out that beeping device. But Harriet, does this look?
Oh shit! That might help you.
Oh.
That thing beeps as you get closer and closer, and when you're near the rift, it's really freaking annoying.
Oh, I thought it was to find you.
No, it seems to react to the red lightning energy.
I think this is the same reason it was beeping when Timon.
Oh.
I think that one of Marilar's old associates might have built it. Quite a clever piece of work, to be honest.
So we just follow the beeping fork.
Harriet, what are you going to do?
I would like to come with you.
No, you stay here.
Compelled to help trying to harness this energy for good.
Listen,
Back in your chains.
Harriet, we need you up top city. If finding a way to finish whatever is down here gets you back up top, then we'd be honored if you come with us. Just don't be as useless as the other gnome we dealt with. He missed a lot of his spells. Nipnor, you might have heard of him. He sucks.
He owes me a lot of money.
Before we even go right now, is there anything that you would like to send to Lividstar? He's been.
Well, yeah, I'd like to tell him that I'm okay. Yeah, that I'm fine, that I'm alive, that I'll be back as soon as I can.
Yeah.
Hey, boo.
Yeah, exactly.
She holds it up, and then she's like, have some privacy for a moment. He walks away, maybe like 15, 20 feet down the tunnel.
Can you hear everything?
You're like, oh god.
If you guys look at the big one, you just see me go like.
Keeps trying to do it.
Where the lightning bolt fired out from, because it seemed like it coiled around your arm, and then there was a singular point where it focused out from. It's like char marks on it.
I can't do it again.
And it's almost like that point is where the majority of the damage that you took was, essentially.
I feel like Iron Man wouldn't be out of the question, given that we have like the Iron Cog, the Iron Will.
I mean, I shoot frost out of my hands, so. But I can't do anything again.
Yeah.
Iron Boy.
Yeah, Iron Lung.
That was pretty cool. It hurt.
The
though.
runes that were lit up on the side of the archway are still lit. They're still glowing. They're maybe not as bright as they were before, but they are glowing.
Looking through the archway, does it look like it actually, like if this is the cavern wall and there's a big arch there, that you're walking just like kind of into like where the cavern would go, except it's all like manufactured, or does it look like you're like walking through some threshold into like a totally different type of space?
It looks like so the floor is the same. The tunnel floor is still the same. The walls are different. Like the walls, you can see it almost. It's like a chamber that was built here. There's pillars down within with like clearly sconces on it, like that are glowing bright blue. It seems like some sort of underground. I put ruin loosely because honestly,
It's not really ruined.
it's not. It's surprisingly not that ruined. It seems like some sort of underground facility. That's all you can make out.
Interesting.
Is the arch directly inside a wall, or is it kind of like a room with an arch built in it? And if I look behind it, there's nothing. You know what I mean?
What?
Okay, so if there's an arch in front of me, is the arch in
the
a...
arch is in the wall.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Like, I didn't know if it was like a standing arch where if I looked on
it's
the
not
other
a standing
side, that
arch,
room
it's
didn't
part of the
exist.
wall.
Yeah.
Part of the wall.
Okay, gotcha.
A few moments later, she comes back.
How is she breathing?
I was gonna say she had breath.
No, Star's okay.
Slow sweat. Okay.
You mind if I keep this?
Huh?
Do you mind if I keep this, or do you need to be in touch with him?
I think you want
Well, you're going to be with us, right?
Yeah.
I will be, yeah.
Yeah, you should be with us.
Yeah, if you're with us, then that's fine.
He's worried. And I'm definitely was glad to hear from him again. Let him know that I'm okay. He's a good one. That one. He's definitely. He's got his heart in the right place.
Yeah, you.
And I also will just show the necklace.
Oh shit! Yeah. So you've been able to tell that I'm within a
That's what we see.
certain rate, a certain range, right?
rendition.
I can't believe he gave you that. That's
Oh, I guess it is 40 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
He
Just picture that really,
really
big.
cares. He really
With
wants to
the
find
chicken
you.
scratch.
Is this what it looks like?
I mean,
Minus the sign.
minus the side and minus those runes in particular. The runes do not look like dwarvish runes at all.
These aren't even real. I made them up.
They do not.
Yeah, but it's
look-
inaccurate.
Yeah.
You can't even tell us what it says, so.
I opened the door.
And I shot out laser beams like Iron Man.
Just let those
Is
be
everybody comfortable continuing? I mean, doesn't really seem like we have much of a choice. Granted, our only other exit is way the fuck up
Still a
there.
little ways in there.
Well,
And honestly, I don't. That little device will help us find a way, but there were some strange things and traps and stuff along the way. I would recommend making sure you're prepared.
This is the final save point before the final mission. Are you ready to prepare? Is now a good time to take a short rest? I could use the extra health.
I can also use the time to potentially prepare some stuff.
That's all I do.
Set some stuff up, maybe some more bottles. Like,
That would be wonderful. Anything.
I don't have
Anything
all my
we can
resources
prepare.
here, but can help at least spend a little bit of time to put something together.
Everybody should take a few minutes.
Yeah.
Gather your thoughts.
Yeah. The runes that I saw before that made me feel uneasy was the uneasiness in relation to, like, maybe there was like a barrier up or something else.
You still feel uneasy looking at the room, and just the entire feel of this place just
I don't like
doesn't-
this place.
That's
doesn't
okay.
sit well with you.
Really doesn't sit well with me. I don't know about this, guys.
I'm gonna spend the entire short rest trying to concentrate and remember all the details about the other rift that I.
Well, I think if we're taking a short rest, this might be a good time to wrap up this session.
And get ready for the final chapter of
We
Schema.
can figure out things that we want to do during the short rest to prepare.
I'm just gonna try and shoot
Dive
laser
in.
beams the whole time.
Dive into
Coming
this
up.
strange underground facility.
Probably be good then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably be good then to say like nobody do anything for the short rest. We'll do all the short rest when we the next one. So it's like we don't
Yeah.
do half and half. Like, I did this, you did that.
We wait.
I might tell you a secret
The
thing I'm
runes,
gonna
the
do.
runes
though.
are just faintly glowing
I wanna know.
as you sit
What
there.
time's your turn?
I will. I'll team say it next time. But
I
I'm
might
just
have a
like-
secret thing.
Secret.
I
I'll
will,
tell you
I will
separately.
draw
Pretty
in my
snowed
book what the
outside.
runes are and exactly
Pretty
what she
snowed
said for
outside.
them. Yeah. So I have.
Cool.
Alright.
Alrighty.
So until the final chapter of Schema.
More build up.
Oh man.
All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.